summoning beasts and ninja animals. In the ninja world, some warriors never fight alone. Their true power comes from teaming up with wild, loyal creatures. This is a fighting style where humans and animals stand shoulder to shoulder, battling together. Sometimes, animals are used like tools in battle, but in many cases, they're real partners, with their own minds, skills, and even personalities. Take the Inuzuka clan, for example. Their four legs technique is a perfect mix of human and beast. When Kiba activates this jutsu, his whole body transforms, his fangs grow longer, his nails turn into claws, and his pupils become sharp slits. He moves on all fours, fast and precise like a wild animal. With his ninja dog Akamaru, they become a hit-and-run team that's totally hard to stop. Then we have the Aburame clan, and honestly, their style is kinda creepy, but super smart. They use the destruction bug host technique, where thousands of insects live inside their body from birth. In return for feeding on the user's chakra, the bugs follow every command, attacking enemies, defending, scouting, or even draining chakra. It's not about brute strength, it's about control, patience, and strategy. They basically command a tiny army that's sneaky and deadly at the same time. Now let's talk about Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, and his partner Enma, the Monkey King. Enma is a wise and powerful fighter. He can even turn into an unbreakable staff, a perfect weapon for a veteran like Hiruzen. Their battle against Orochimaru shows how smart teamwork between man and beast can truly shine. But things get even crazier with the big summons. The giant toads from Mount Myoboku, the snakes from Ryuchi Cave, or the slug queen Katsuyu. These creatures are massive, sometimes even bigger than tailed beasts. They can use fire jutsu, water jutsu, and even swing swords like real warriors. Hold up, we want to say thank you for supporting AnimeZONE and helping us surpass 17,000 subscribers. Our next goal is to reach 25,000, and every like, share, and subscribe from you is a huge motivation for us to keep creating in-depth, detailed videos like this one. If you don't forget to comment on what we should do next in our video, we read every single comment. Now, Sage Mode. There are powers in the ninja world that go way beyond human limits. These powers come from nature itself, endless, wild, and incredibly strong. That's what Sage Mode and Sage Transformation are all about. They turn the user into a powerhouse with boosted strength, sharper senses, and totally next-level abilities. This style is for those who can draw power from the world around them, or sometimes they're just born with it. Basically, it means absorbing natural energy and blending it with your own chakra to create a brand new, much stronger type of chakra. The result? A huge boost in strength, speed, durability, and especially the ability to sense chakra. Let's start with Jugo's Sage Transformation. His body changes when he absorbs natural energy, automatically and uncontrollably. He's actually the source of Orochimaru's cursed seal, and thanks to this ability, Jugo and the Sound Four could hit insane power levels. When they transform, their bodies often mutate, growing strange bumps or shapes, while gaining crazy power, speed, and toughness. It's like a wild beast being set free, raw, scary, and totally unleashed. But this power comes with a price. Users often lose control and fall into a rage-filled, almost insane state. On the other hand, Naruto's Sage Mode, learned from the Toad Sages of Mount Myoboku, is much more balanced and refined. To enter this mode, you need to stay super calm and perfectly balance your physical chakra, spiritual chakra, and natural energy. His fight with pain showed just how amazing this power is. Naruto faced all 6 paths of pain alone and fought them using insane strength, speed, and even giant Rasengans. It was his ultimate glow-up moment. Then we have Kabuto, who achieved Sage Mode by studying Orochimaru and absorbing DNA from both him and Jugo. This let him learn how to absorb natural energy from Ryuchi Cave, the home of the Snake Sages. Kabuto's Sage Mode looked totally different. His eyes turned snake-like, and he used sneaky, dangerous jutsu. During his battle with Itachi and Sasuke, he became super fast, super tricky, and used sound Genjutsu and extra limbs to attack from all angles. But the true master of Sage Mode? That's Hashirama Senju, the first Hokage. He could enter Sage Mode almost instantly and keep it going with no problem at all. In his legendary fight against Madara and the Ninetales, Hashirama absolutely dominated. Using massive wood-style attacks, he crushed Madara's power and proved how godlike Sage Mode could be when used by a true legend. Taijutsu. In a world full of flashy jutsu and crazy illusions, there's one fighting style that stays raw and real: Taijutsu. This is where muscle, speed, and hand-to-hand skill take the spotlight. It's all about unleashing the wolf instinct inside every warrior. Taijutsu focuses on close combat techniques, using your body as the main weapon. It doesn't rely much on chakra or hand signs, just pure physical training, fast reflexes, and brutal strength. While it might not explode with huge effects, Taijutsu hits directly, decisively, and seriously hard. It's a no-nonsense fighting style for people who charge straight in and crush enemies with their own fists. But don't get it twisted, Taijutsu isn't just see enemy, punch enemy. It can be super refined, especially when mixed with sharp chakra control. By releasing chakra into their hands or feet at the perfect moment, fighters can hit with absolutely insane power. One punch or kick can shatter the ground, create deep craters, or even end a fight in one blow. Think about Tsunade and Sakura's super punches that feel like getting hit by a truck made of pure pain. You don't need hand signs or big rituals, just precise chakra release, and boom. But honestly, that's way harder than it sounds. It takes years of extreme training, pushing the body to its absolute limit, just like how Tsunade trained Sakura. Then we have pro wrestling style Taijutsu, which brings a whole different kind of pain. This style is all about slams, throws, and power moves. It's not fancy. It's just raw, overwhelming force meant to break the enemy. Think about the bone-crushing grapples and body slams used by Killer Bee or the Fourth Raikage. With massive bodies and ridiculous speed, they charge in, grab their target, and smash them like rag dolls. Standing in front of the Third Raikage is basically like standing in front of a charging bull. You don't just see the power, you can feel it crushing down on you. This is the fighting style of warriors who never dodge, never back off. They run straight into danger and smash their way through it. Honestly, if Sasuke didn't have Susanoo, he would have been totally wrecked by the Raikage, no question. Now, let's talk sumo-style Taijutsu, shown by Jirobo. This isn't just slow pushing or traditional grappling. It's all about brute strength and crazy body control. Jirobo could shift his weight, lower his center of gravity, and slam his full body into enemies, like a living wrecking ball. When he activated his cursed seal, his strength got even scarier. He literally tossed Choji in giant form like a sack of potatoes. Jirobo wasn't just strong, he was a moving mountain, and every hit felt like a landslide. But Taijutsu isn't always loud and violent. There's also a totally elegant style, Gentle Fist, the Hyuga clan's signature technique. Instead of breaking bones, Gentle Fist attacks the enemy's chakra system from the inside. The user injects chakra directly into Tenketsu points, damaging internal organs and blocking chakra flow. Even a soft tap can cause serious harm, hence the name Gentle Fist. Remember Neji versus Hinata? Neji easily shut down her chakra, controlling the fight completely. Or when he used Gentle Fist to slice through Kidomaru's chakra threads, that was just deadly precision. This style turns the user into a combat surgeon. No flashy wounds, just pure internal destruction. You could lose the fight without even knowing what hit you. And of course, we have to mention the 8 gates. The fighters who unlock this power are extremely tough, unbelievably disciplined, and absolute masters of pushing the body to its limit. Honestly, we were so hyped about it, we made a whole video just on the 8 gates. If you want to dive deeper into that madness, the link's down in the comment section. But maybe the most unique Taijutsu style of all is Drunken Fist. This is a totally wild and unpredictable form of fighting that only works when the user is drunk. Seriously, it's the complete opposite of most fighting styles. Here, losing control becomes the main weapon. When the user is drunk, their movements become totally random, attacking suddenly, defending in weird ways, and just moving all over the place. You know how in normal fights, you read your opponent's moves so you can dodge and counter? Well, good luck doing that against Drunken Fist. Even if you have a Sharingan, it won't help. You just can't read a drunk person who's not even aware of what they're doing. As Mike Guy once said, you can't train for drunken fist. You can't even learn it. It's 100% natural, chaotic, instinctive, and absolutely unpredictable. That's what makes it so special. Taijutsu shows us that in the world of ninjas, it's not always about flashy chakra or giant jutsu. Sometimes, raw training, pure skill, and total control over your body are all you need to become insanely powerful. From explosive punches to deadly precision, or even drunken chaos, Taijutsu is the true core of close combat in Naruto. It's where we see the real spirit of a ninja. No tricks, just guts. Assassination style. Of course, in Naruto, some people will scream and charge right at your face. But others? They'll try to end you quietly before you even know what's happening. That's the art of assassination, all about precision, timing, and finishing the job before your target can even react. Assassins don't show off their power. They move like shadows, hiding in the dark, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This fighting style doesn't aim for long, flashy battles. It's all about quick, clean kills, no mess, no sound, no second chances. Every move is planned. Every strike is meant to end the fight in a single moment. The Anbu sword is a great example of this style. Imagine a short, double-edged blade with no sharp tip, just a tool for fast, deadly cuts in the dark. Used by Root, this weapon isn't for fancy duels. It's made for assassinations. The user unleashes a flurry of fast, precise slashes, each aimed at a vital spot. No wasted motion. No second swing. One mistake could ruin everything. Then we have silent killing, and yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. This is the signature method of assassins from the Hidden Mist Village, usually done from behind with a cold, sharp blade. No sound, no warning. The assassin moves completely silently, so the target doesn't even know they're in danger. The goal? Cut the throat, end the fight before a single scream can slip out. They even use the environment to help, thick fog or ice mist, to steal visibility. And once you can't see or hear them, well, how can you fight something you can't detect at all? Because Kakashi once served in Anbu, it's safe to say he mastered this style too. That's why he could counter Zabuza so effectively. They were playing the same deadly game. Assassination isn't for show-offs. Sometimes, the greatest power lies in quiet moves, cold minds, and the ability to take someone down without anyone even noticing. Puppet control. Among all the ninja fighting styles, there's one that's especially clever, calculated, and absolutely dangerous. Puppet control. It's like a deadly game of chess. Every puppet is a piece, and the user is the mastermind pulling the strings. Puppet users are like directors of a deadly play. The puppets are their actors, and every move could mean life or death. This style was perfected by Monzaemon Chikamatsu from the Sand Village, who turned puppets from simple tools of entertainment into weapons of war. In fact, the Sand Village turned puppet jutsu into a full-on military weapon, thanks to how flexible and ridiculously effective it is. Controlling a puppet involves sending out chakra threads from your fingers and attaching them to the puppet's joints. Each finger controls a part of the puppet's body. Beginners need all 10 fingers just to control one puppet. But as they level up, experts can use fewer threads, or even one single thread, to control multiple puppets at once. Now, imagine someone controlling an entire army of puppets. Each puppet has its own weapons, its own tricks, and all of them move together, flawlessly, just from a few tiny finger movements. It's insanely complex, incredibly precise, and it turns the user into a battlefield conductor, controlling everything from a safe distance. But there's a catch. Puppet users are often very vulnerable while they're fighting. They focus most of their attention and chakra on the puppets, so if they're attacked directly, they're in trouble. That's why smart puppet masters have backup plans. For example, Sasori hid inside his puppets like Hiruko or Salamander, using them as living shields. Chiyo replaced her arm with a mechanical chakra shield for emergency defense. Kankuro disguised his puppets to look like himself, so enemies attacked the wrong target and walked right into a trap. And here's the cool part. Even without puppets, chakra threads are crazy versatile. They can be used to wrap around an enemy's limbs, trip them, hold them still, or even take control of their body, literally turning the enemy into a puppet. Puppet control is one of the clearest examples of how intelligence and creativity can be more dangerous than raw power. It's the fighting style of people who don't need to be in the spotlight because they're already pulling the strings from the shadows, controlling the whole game with their hands and their mind. Kenjutsu. There's one fighting style in the ninja world that's both classic and lethal. Kenjutsu, the art of the sword. It's a perfect mix of sword skill and chakra control. The blade becomes an extension of the user's body, letting them strike with incredible speed, and sometimes even channel ninjutsu through their sword. This style is for fighters who aren't afraid of face-to-face combat. They trust the sharpness of their blade and the speed of their own reflexes. And when we talk about swords, we have to mention the samurai. One of their most famous styles is Aido, the art of drawing and cutting in a single smooth motion. It focuses on drawing the sword, striking fast, shaking off the blood, and returning the blade to its sheath, all in one flow. Because of the speed and linear power of this draw, the first strike is often faster and stronger than any attack made after the sword is already out. In the hands of a true master like Mifune, Aido is crazy effective. It's so fast that it can stop enemy shinobi from even finishing their hand signs. That's the true danger of Aido. You're already finished before the fight even begins. Then, we've got the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. Each of them wields a unique overpowered blade. There's Samihara, which eats chakra, Kubikiri Bocho, which heals itself after every kill, and Hiramikare, which can change shape in battle. Their weapons are super strong, but honestly, many of these guys rely a bit too much on their swords instead of their own skill. Sasuke Uchiha, though, brings a totally different sword style. He's not just a genius with jutsu and the Sharingan, he's also a deadly swordsman. He often mixes his sword with lightning release, making the blade even sharper and able to paralyze enemies with every cut. Thanks to his natural speed and his Sharingan, Sasuke uses his sword in a very smooth, precise way. It's elegant, but super effective. And then there's Killer B, who's just on another level of chaos. He fights with 7 swords at once, holding them in the wildest spots, under his arms, behind his knees, even in his mouth. It looks hilarious, but it's shockingly effective. Just like Drunken Fist, his movements are so random and unpredictable that even a Sharingan user would have a hard time keeping up. It's weird, it's wild, and it's absolutely dangerous. Genjutsu. Beyond all the flashy attacks and big explosions, there's one ninja style that focuses on the most terrifying battlefield of all, the mind. That's Genjutsu, the art of turning reality into illusion, making enemies your puppets, and sometimes even defeating them without lifting a finger. Genjutsu isn't a physical attack. It's a mental invasion where the victim gets trapped inside a prison created by their own brain. The technique works by messing with the opponent's nervous system, disrupting all 5 senses. The illusions feel crazy real, so real that they cause actual pain, fear, confusion, and panic. The victim can't tell what's real anymore. They lose control mentally and physically. But Genjutsu isn't for just anyone. It takes strong chakra, sharp intelligence, and a deep understanding of how people think. This style belongs to the genius-level ninjas, the ones who can read your mind and then use it against you. And of course, when we talk about Genjutsu, we have to mention the Uchiha clan. Their Sharingan is the perfect tool for this style. With just a glance, an Uchiha can completely freeze their opponent. They can even control powerful beings like the tailed beasts using Genjutsu. Then there's Tsukuyomi, used by Itachi Uchiha, one of the scariest Genjutsu techniques ever. This is a special power of the Mangekyo Sharingan. It lets the user create a whole new world, a dream world where they control everything, including time and space. Inside Tsukuyomi, one real-world second can feel like days or weeks of pain and mental torture. Remember when Itachi made Sasuke watch their parents' death over and over again for 72 hours, while in the real world, just a few seconds passed? Or when he gave Izumi a peaceful, happy dream life that lasted years, all in her final moments before he silently ended her life. That's how precise and heartbreaking Genjutsu can be. It's not about power, it's about psychological domination. And that's why Genjutsu is one of the most feared and respected styles in the entire Naruto universe. In closing technique, in a ninja battle, what's the scariest thing? Not always raw power. Sometimes it's what you can't see, what you can't predict. That's the true strength of sealing jutsu, a fighting style where even a tiny scroll or a scrap of paper can hide deadly surprises. Sealing jutsu lets ninjas store weapons, tools, even creatures or jutsu inside sealing scrolls. These scrolls are like portable weapon vaults or straight-up Pandora's boxes. You never know what's going to come out until it's too late. At the most basic level, ninjas can seal tons of kunai, shuriken, or explosive tags into scrolls. Instead of carrying big, heavy gear, they can pull out hundreds of weapons in seconds. Even Sasori sealed 100 puppets into scrolls, so he could unleash them all at once in a surprise attack. It's not just about power, it's about catching your enemy completely off guard. Kisame took it to another level. He sealed his water prison jutsu and man-eating sharks into a scroll. And get this, if someone even tries to open or read the scroll, the jutsu instantly activates. They get trapped in a water dome, surrounded by sharks, with no way out. Absolutely terrifying. Even Hashirama, the first Hokage, was often seen carrying a massive scroll loaded with powerful weapons and jutsu, ready to be unleashed anytime. Sealing jutsu proves that intelligence and preparation can be way more dangerous than brute strength. It's all about being clever, sneaky, and always ready. That said, by the end of the Naruto series, sealing basic weapons didn't really matter much anymore. At that point, people were throwing mountain-sized jutsu at each other. Scrolls full of kunai just didn't hit the same. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.